State agencies owe T&TEC $2 billion. State agencies owe the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission, T&TEC, $2 billion. This disclosure was made in the House of Representatives yesterday by Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez in response to questions from Princestown MP Barry Patterath. Gonzalez said the debt owed to T&TEC by state agencies was $1,932,407,304.18. He said it should also be noted that T&TEC is indebted to the National Gas Company, NGC, to the tune of $6.16 billion for the supply of natural gas. On what steps T&TEC was taking to recover this debt, Gonzalez said the commission had a debt collection policy aimed at decreasing the volume and amount of receivables and increasing the rate of collection. The policy provides for aggressive follow-up on all accounts in arrears and establishes a clearly defined process for collecting past due accounts, beginning when an account first becomes delinquent and continuing until the debt is collected, he said. With specific reference to the state agencies, every public sector agency owing in excess of $1 million is written to and advised of the amount owed on their light and power accounts, providing details of the aging of the debt by account number, he said. He said meetings are arranged with the general manager, the chief operations officer and/or the commercial manager of T&TEC and the very large public debtors to secure payments or to arrive at payment plans. Gonzalez said there is also collaboration between the permanent secretaries in the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Public Utilities to ensure that adequate budgetary arrangements are made for treating with such expenditures. He also said monthly calls are made to ministries and government agencies requesting payments for electricity charges owed to T&TEC. With respect to T&TEC's $6.16 billion debt to the NGC, Gonzalez said this occurred because T&TEC did not have sufficient income to pay for natural gas by power producers to generate electricity. He said the Ministry of Finance was also required to make substantial annual payments for a previous liability for national gas supplied by the NGC to T&TEC, which was not paid for. Asked by Patterath whether the government had taken a decision to pay its debt to T&TEC before imposing any new electricity rates recommended by the RIC, Gonzalez said the policy is to continue to engage with all debtors, and this had no relation to the work of the RIC to determine appropriate rates. Rate review still before Cabinet. In response to a question from Couva South MP Rudy Indarsing on whether the government had accepted the recommendations of the RIC for rate increases, Gonzalez said the recommendations of the RIC to increase electricity rates to industrial, commercial, and residential customers were still under review by the Cabinet. He said he could not give a timeline as to when the review would be complete since the matter was still before the Finance and General Purposes Committee of the Cabinet. At the appropriate time, the public would be advised of the recommendations made to the Cabinet, he added. Asked by Indarsing whether the Cabinet had taken the decision to withhold a decision on rate increases until after the general election, Gonzalez said, "This is the PNM. Every day is an opportunity for us to offer good governance to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. All they UNC are concerned about is elections, and while they are so, we will continue to offer stable governance to the people of Trinidad and Tobago."